Alrighty, so I've been feeling a little unsettled today. Has been, I guess, not a great day. And I just feel like it's not just me. I think there's a lot of this feeling going around at the moment. I'm not great with astrology, but I've been hearing about different things happening at the moment with planets and portals. This was a recognition and reward has just flown out, number 3. I've been seeing a lot of 3s lately. Maybe you've been seeing a lot of 3s, repeating 3s around at the moment. So let's get an idea of what kind of energy, what's happening, why is there this feeling? So if you're like me and feeling it a bit too positive, movement forward. So maybe there is something about, there's always a bit of an upheaval before things move forward. Oftentimes there's a feeling of breaking down before building up. So although I just saw positive movement forward, maybe all this energy that we're having at the moment is the precursor to that. Authority, number 4. Let's see. What's going on? What's around us? Third eye chakra. So I think there's a lot to do at the moment with the transitioning of Uranus and this time between the Sirius portal and the Lionsgate portal might have something to do with the spiritual awakening, so the awakening of our third eye. So this kind of energy, which is tough, can be rough, happens a lot before spiritual awakenings. And people often talk about the dark night of the soul and things that we have to go through in order to have those awakenings, to have that spiritual enlightenment and sort of breakthroughs, which are never ending. They'll always continue to happen. I don't think we ever get to a place where we're fully awakened or fully spiritual or fully healed. But that feeling of disruption, that feeling of overwhelm and heaviness can have something to do with the opening of the third eye. This is the energy around us. What else is the energy around us? Let's see if we can get something else come out. Triumph. Hopefully. This is number 7. 7's also quite a spiritual number. So with the opening of the third eye, we've also got a progression from 6 to 7 here. Now, in this particular card, this man is riding in triumph on his horse. But to me, it looks a bit like he is riding in triumph because he's just been through battle. So he's been through some hard times, and that's definitely the energy that's around at the moment. It's not like it's war. It's just supposed to say it's not like it's warfare, but with everything going on in the world at the moment, externally there is literally warfare all around us. So this energy, this feeling of internal overwhelm and heaviness and hardship can be a resonance, a feeling of what's happening in the world around us. And I really feel like the world is crying at the moment. The world itself is in despair, and I'm not just talking about us as people, I'm talking about the planet itself. I think there's You know, there's been things reported lately about the idea that the earth itself actually has a consciousness, and if it does, then, you know, why wouldn't it be despairing at the moment with with everything that's going on? And so, yeah, that's where my mind went with the battle and the warfare that literally is battle and warfare, and that's the energy that we're picking up on, I guess. And the fact that it's triumph, I am hoping, is an indication and a reflection of the fact that it is not all going to be doom and gloom. I know that I sometimes can get a bit weighed down in thinking, how are we ever going to get out of this? But, you know, there is hopefully triumph. And I think it's also, so it also speaks to the fact that that idea of this too shall pass. So those feeling like this energy of feeling of overwhelm and maybe discontent and things being hard, that there will be triumph after it. It might not always feel like it at the time. It can really get us down, but it too will pass. You know, nothing stays the same forever. So let's just hope that this triumphant moment will actually come. Let's get one more for the energy that's around us at the moment. See if we can get another card out. Wow, triumphant success, number 1, which is like the Ace of Swords. And it's interesting because literally just in the words triumphant, and we've also got triumph. So it really feels like it's saying that, hold on, just hold on in there, because there is going to be triumph. There is going to be a triumphant success, which is what we, you know, what we really, really want. So what I'm feeling from this is the sort of bad period before that triumph success. And to just keep on hanging on. You know, do have to go through dark times sometimes, as annoying as that is. So number 6, number 7, number 1, third eye chakra, triumph and triumphant success. Let's see, what can we do? What can we do while we wait for this triumph success? What do we need to focus on? What do we need to focus on during this time? Movement, choices, and decisions. Number 2, movement, choices, and decisions. So, in order to get to the triumph, we need to be conscious of the steps that we're taking, the thoughts that we're having, the choices that we're making. So even though it can feel really hard at the moment, try and refocus on what it is that brings us joy, because when we can bring ourselves joy, when we're doing the things that actually create that nice feeling in us, that energy reflects out, and that energy itself has a slow ripple effect in creating change. And the change that we want to move out of, this change of overwhelm and despair and heaviness into this triumph and triumphant success. So what we need to do is focus on our own movements, our own choices, and our own decisions, and making sure that they're not only in line with us and who we are, but are going to have some form of resonance and influence outside of ourselves as well. I feel like with the state of everything, let's just, the more we can focus on the positivities, making good choices, making good decisions, really helps shift, because if we're all doing it, that really does shift the overall mood, the overall feeling, and then hopefully this triumph and triumphant success comes around. You know, any small act of kindness, any small decision and choice in which you're honoring yourself or helping others is a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. And that kind of thing has to shift frequencies. It just has to. What else can we focus on? What else can we focus on during this time? What else can we focus on during this time? Base chakra. So there's 2 number 1s there, getting in touch with our grounded, rooted feelings there, really grounding. Oh, beautiful. And balance. Number 11. I think that this fits so well with the things that we can do and that we can focus on. And if we can create a balance internally, we create a balance, therefore externally. And I think that's what, you know, we all need to come into, a form of balance. And understanding, I think balance also comes from the understanding that these periods that we're having at the moment that feel disruptive and hard are in a way necessary. And I'm not talking right now about war. I'm talking about internal feelings of heaviness and overwhelm and hardship, heartache, whatever it is. These are the things that teach us and help us grow. It makes us learn things, and ultimately, hopefully, we become better people. And we're also able to then, as we go through these things, and we come out the other side, we come out with some wisdom, we come out with some balance, and hopefully, we're able to also, you know, pass that on and share that with others, creating more harmony, creating more balance. In this card, you know, it's an angel. It's number 11. I don't know if I said that. So he's got a sword, his cup, his pentacle, and his wand. So he's got all of the different elements there to create balance. So we have to have balance within all different areas. So representing the earth, the fire, the wind, the earth, the fire, the air, and the water, and all those things that represents. So having a balance within us, in our emotions, in our way of thinking, which is a great reminder. It's a great reminder for me also that when I'm feeling in this way, to have that balance, to make different decisions, have different movements, different choices that can bring me more into balance, so that I remember and I can see that, you know, It won't last. It will pass, which I think is something that we all need to remember at times. And then, you know, if we focus on those things, we can get a triumphant success and have triumph as we weather those battles. We come through the other end. We've created balance. We've made good decisions, different actions. We're becoming, you know, attached with and opening up different chakras in our body, which in turn creates also internal balance. So I think that's pretty good. Let's leave it there. The bottom card is intuition, number 2. So I think on top of all of this, we all have it. We all have an inner knowing and inner intuition that can tell us these things. So we know we have that inner knowing, that we have those moments where it's like, you know what, I really need to make a different choice, and maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do it this way, and maybe I should live with more love and kindness. Maybe I should have more balance. Maybe I should, you know, open up my third eye, ground in my base chakra, and understanding that things like the triumph and the triumphant success will come when we use our intuition in the ways to be and what is around us, what's in us internally, what's without us externally. Well, I hope that makes you feel a little bit better. If you've been feeling a bit overwhelmed like I have, it's made me feel a little bit better.